the ketubah is the Jewish marriage contract.
Okay.
Today is Tuesday. It's the 14th day of Monday. Monday. Yes. It's Monday.
Yeah? It's actually over here. After 4 o'clock, it's Tuesday.
You were listening. Not really.
No, it wasn't.
Not really, because you're going to see just now. Whoever printed the ketubah wrote not printed it.
Yeah.
Printed it, not wrote it. Tuesday, okay. The 14th of Sivan. This is Cape Town. And you're over here. It was Daniel Shaul.
David Ben Shmuel.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. And then Liora Bat Zev.
Yeah.
Yes. Jacqui as your wife. And to look after her according to Jewish law. And yes, but that's over here. But listen, just have a quick look at it. What I was talking about over here, they've written Tuesday.
Oh.
No, it was printed, not me.
But isn't it anything after like 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock?
Sunset.
So you're checking the wording.
I want to read it.
To be a form of an acceptance. It's called a kinyan. A kinyan means that you buy it, you paid for it, you're looking after it, you accept it. So, what we do in Jewish laws is not if you pick up something and lift it up, take my hanky, lift it up. By this act, you are now accepting the conditions over here.
Okay.
Right? My Thurgood saw you do it.
Okay.
And Mr. Clayman saw you do it.
Okay.
You saw? Yes, right. So you've accepted the conditions here. All right. Now, I'm going to ask Rabbi Thurgood.
Not going back now, people. Now I know how Tiger feels. You don't have to sign it?
Wow.
You're officially married now.
Where's the bride? Who's dead? Okay.
She cleans up well.
Okay.
Yes, she is.
David, seeing that you are sure it's your bride, will you take the veil and place the veil over your bride's face?
Sure.
We now give the bride a blessing. Achotenu at hayil alfei rivava. Our sister, may you be the mother of thousands of myriads. You don't have to do it yourself. The other generations after you can help you out also. Yevarechacha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'era na panav elecha v'yichuneka, Yisad na panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord cause His face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift His countenance unto you and give you peace.
Let's go, Tom.
Okay. All right. Well done,
Dear Jacqui and David, I'm really so happy to be here this afternoon. The reason being that I think I've been involved in just about all the Boyd Smachot over the last 30 odd years. Yes. It's been Ari's Bar Mitzvah. It's been Jackie's Bat Mitzvah, Melissa's Bat Mitzvah. I sneaked into Israel to do Ari's wedding. We've also had the Brit Milah, the grandsons. And of course, there have been the sad sides of the family as well, I was also involved in. I know there's a competition between the Stein family in Camps Bay and the Barnett family in Camps Bay as to which family I've been involved in more as far over the years. But I think the boys actually come also in the running for that prize. Jacqui and David, this last week, you know, we celebrated the festival of Shavuot. And you circled here 7 times. People ask me, you know, do we have to do it? And I always tell them it's a nice thing to do, but it's not halacha. If it's halachic, you've got to do it. But it's just a custom. And there's several customs. There's the custom of circling 7 times. There's a custom also of circling 3 times. And there's a custom also of not doing it at all, as most of us older people did or didn't do when we got married. Where does the custom of circling 3 times come from? Well, it's connected with the festival of Shavuot, which last week this time we were still celebrating it. Before God gave the Torah on Mount Sinai, he told Moses, let the people prepare themselves. They've got to be prepared for 3 days before the receiving of the Torah. And according to Jewish mysticism and Midrashic literature, the festival of Shavuot is regarded as the marriage between God and the children of Israel. When one gets married, the Chatan, the bridegroom, gives his bride something of value. And when she accepts it, that's regarded as culminating the marriage. When it came to the giving of the Torah on Mount Sinai, God gave the children of Israel something of infinite value. And they accepted it. And that's been regarded as the marriage between God and the children of Israel. And it's actually a nice thought here as well, because that marriage took place over 3,000 years ago, and it's still going today. And that's something that we always wish every bride and bridegroom, as they stand under the chuppah, that they will have a long and good marriage, just like the children of Israel have had with God. But another thing, and that is, when the Torah describes the children of Israel coming to Mount Sinai, it says, Vayis'u meRefidim, they traveled from Refidim, Vayavo'u, and they came to Mount Sinai, Midbar Sinai, the wilderness of Sinai. And then when they were standing at Mount Sinai, it says, Vayikhan over there, and they encamped. The only thing is, all the other words are in the plural. When they encamped, it's in the singular. And there's a commentary on it which says that they were united there. They were united like one man beating with one heart, all of them together. And this word, unite, is actually quite a nice word, because the same letters actually spell another word. If you take the word unite and you move the letter I, it spells untie. Complete opposite. And what is the difference between unite and untie? It's the position of the letter I. And I dare say that is a message for marriage, where you put the I in your marriage. Is it I'm going to do or I'm going to want? Is the I going to come before the tea, before the food, or is the I going to come after the tea? Are we going to be nice before the food, or are we only going to be nice after the food? And therefore, a marriage depends on where you or we or any married couple puts the I. Is it before or is it after? And my wish to you today is that the I will go in the right place, and that your marriage will be one of unity, one of happiness, and one which, like the children of Israel and God's relationship, lasts for a very, very long time. We wish you Mazel Tov. Will the congregation please stand for the first brachot? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al harayot v'yasar lanu et arusot והתיר לנו את הנשואות לנו על ידי חופה וקידושין. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש עמו ישראל על ידי חופה וקידושין. David, will you drink some of the wine? Will the bride's mom give her some of the wine, please? One of the things the bridegroom has to do, and that is he has to give his bride something of value which she accepts. It's become traditional to use a ring. And for this, we're going to need two witnesses. I'd like to call upon Rabbi Thurgot, the Rav of Morasha, and Mr. Feynman to be the two official witnesses at this wedding. David, do you have a ring with which to betroth your wife? Okay. Now, the ring has to be yours. Is this your ring that buy it? Have you paid for it? Yes, okay, then it is your ring. Also, the ring has to have some intrinsic value. I'm just going to check with the witnesses. Your estimation, is this ring worth at least more than 2 cents? Yes? Yes. Okay. David, will you take the ring, hold it over the right forefinger of your bride, and then recite the following, which I will show you.
At mi Nikudeshet li bat zu kedat Moshe ve'Yisrael.
So, the witnesses saw that. Jacqui, you accepted that ring. And like I've said to so many of the brides, that with that ring comes David as well. Is that okay? Okay. All right. Congregation may be seated, so I don't run away. I please honor us to read the Katina. Yeah, you can read it. The ketubah spells out the marriage obligations that David and Jacqui have accepted, and this really is one of the really defining points of the wedding and of the marriage, is accepting responsibility for one another. B'sheni b'shabbat ba'arba asar yom lechodesh Sivan shnat 5779 lebriat olam the shanu monin kan b'Cape Town b'Afrika Hadromit. David Shaul ben Shmuel Amar la lahada itata liora bat Reb Ze'ev haveli liintu gedat Moshe b'Yisrael v'ana afalech v'okir be'ezon v'afarnes yetechi ki hilchot govrain Yehudain defalchin umokrin v'zanin ufarnesin l'sharon b'kushta v'hivna leichi kesef k'tuvataichi ksaf zuzei ma'atan dechazilechi midoraita umzonaichi v'ksutaichi v'sibukaichi u'me'ala v'taichi kara kol hara utzviat marat liora itata והבד לה לאינטו ודת נדוניה דהנעלת להם מבעבוע בין בכסף בין בזהב בין בתכשיטין במענה דלבושה בשימוש הדיור ובשימוש הארסה הכל קיבל עליו דוד שאול חתן דנן ומאז קוקים כסף צרוף מצבי דוד שאול חתן דנן והוסיף לה מן דילי עוד מאז קוקים כסף צרוף אחרים כנגדן סך הכל 200 קוקים כסף צרוף וכך אמר דוד שאול חתן דנן אחריות שטר כתובתא דן הדוניה דן בתוספתא דה קיבלת עלי ועל ירתה בתרה להתפרע מן כל שפר ארג נכסין וקניינין דעיד להתחות כל שמיה זקנאי וערדית ענן למקנה נכסין דידלון אחריות ולטלון אחריות כולן יהון אחראין וערבין לפרום מן הון שטר כתובתא דן הדוניה דן בתוספתא דה מיני ואפילו מן גלימה דעל כתפיי בחיי ובמותי מן יומא דנן לעולם ואחריות וחומר שטר כתובתא דן הדוניה דן בתוספתא דה קיבל עליו דוד שאול חתן דנן כמו חומר כל שטרי כתובות ותוספתות תנהיגן בבנת ישראל עשוין כתיקון חכמינו זיכרונם לברכה ולא כאסמכתא ולא כתופסא דשטרא וקנינה מן דוד שאול בן אברהם בן שמואל חתן דנן למרת ליאורה בת רב זאב איתתא ככל מה דכתוב מפורש לאל במענה דכשר למקנה בי והכל שריר וקיים נאום שמואל בן אברהם טורגוד A Baruch ben Shmuel Kleinman aid. For those whose Aramaic is not up to scratch, I will read an English extract from the Ketubah. On the second day of the week, the 14th day of the month of Sivan, in the Jewish year 5779, corresponding to Monday, the 17th day of June 2019, the Holy Covenant of Marriage was entered into at Cape Town between the bridegroom David Saul Shevel and his bride Jacqui Leanne Boyd. The said bridegroom made the following declaration to his bride. Be my wife according to the law of Moses and of Israel. I faithfully promise that I will be a true husband to you. I will honor and cherish you. I will work for you. I will protect and support you. And I will provide all that is necessary for your sustenance, as it beseems a Jewish husband to do. I also take upon myself all such further obligations for your maintenance. And the said bride has pledged her loyalty to him with affection and sincerity, thus taking upon herself the fulfillment of all duties incumbent upon a Jewish wife. The covenant of marriage was duly executed and witnessed this day according to the usage of Israel, and also conforms with the laws of the state. Mazel tov.
סיס ותגל הקרה בקיבוץ בני הנתוחה ושמחה סוסתה סיס ותגל הקרה בקיבוץ בני הנתוחה ושמחה לה 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 ושמחה 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 Everyone clap your hands. Eloheinu melech haolam.
David, will you drink some of the wine, please? And Mr. Cheval Senior, will you please give to Mr. Cheval Junior? Jewish law enjoins us never to forget the destruction of the temple. And at the height of the Chatan's joy, while he's standing under the chuppah, it's probably the last thing he's thinking of. And therefore, we shatter a glass under the chuppah to recall the sad event and also to fulfill this rabbinic injunction.
From Jacqui to sing Imesh Kachek Yerushalayim, so I'm happy to do so. Imesh Kachek Yerushalayim, Tishkach Yemini, Shoni oilechiki imlo eskerechi imesh kafeh Yerushalayim tishkach yemini tibak leshoni
Okay, David, all yours.
Bless you and keep you. May the Lord cause his face to shine upon you. May cause his may lift his face unto you and give you peace. Amen. Mazel tov.
עולם, הרי ניבא לפניך, בשמחה גדולה, להודות לך, על שהחיינו וקיימנו, והגיענו לזמן הזה. ריבונו של עולם, הרי ניבא לפניך, בשמחה גדולה, להודות לך, על שהחיינו וקיימנו, והגיענו לזמן הזה. תזכנו להקים בית נאמן, בקדושה ובטהרה לעבודתך, ותיתן אהבה ואחווה ושלום ורעות בינינו. תזכנו להקים בית נאמן, בקדושה ובטהרה לעבודתך, ותיתן אהבה ואחווה ושלום ורעות בינינו. ריבונו של עולם, הרי ניבא לפניך, בשמחה גדולה, להודות לך, על שהחיינו וקיימנו.
Israel, Yeah. The girls have done wonderfully. If you kindly take your seats, and can the children give themselves a big round of applause?
Good evening, everyone. Jacqui and David, Mom and Dad, Sharon, Rabbi and Mrs. Maisels, Rabbi and Mrs. Thurgood, and family and friends. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome everyone this evening to this wonderful occasion of Jacqui and David's wedding. Jacqui and David have given me the honor of saying a few words. I'm very grateful and I'm delighted to do so. I want to start by telling you a little bit about Jacqui, and I want to go back a few years. Everyone knows that Jacqui is a tremendously talented sports person, and she has been very focused on her tennis from a very young age, about 5 or 6 years old. During our school holidays, when other families were going on beach holidays and maybe they were going overseas, the Boyd family was driving across the country to endless tennis tournaments in my dad's white Mazda 66 or blue Nissan Skyline, roof rack on top and luggage piled high. We drove many, many miles in those cars, from Graafrenet, Kimberley, Donkin House in Beaufort West, Durban, Worcester, George Robertson, the list goes on. Many other families traveling to those tournaments, they flew there, but we spent many hours in the back seat of those cars, mostly fighting and sometimes talking. And anyone knows, and anyone that has argued with Jacqui knows that Jacqui is always right, even when she is wrong. She knew which was the correct route to take. She knew which was the right turn off. She knew where the car was parked, and of course she knew what the weather was going to be. And this was before we had Google Maps, Waze and weather apps. All those hours in the car created a very strong bond between all of our family, and it also showed us 3 kids the unconditional love, support and commitment that we had from our parents. Melissa was the baby in the family. She had no choice. She had to come along. I was a willing participant and I was happy to go along to those tournaments, but I probably lost in the early rounds. And Jacqui, being Jacqui, she was there till the end, till the finals, and probably won the tournament. She was super focused and she excelled at all these tournaments. And it wasn't long before she was soon traveling around the country on her own as a young teenager. Social life was second, tennis was always first. And this culminated when she won a tennis scholarship to the University of Southern California at the young age of 17. And shortly after finishing matric, my mom and dad, they put on her plane and they sent her to LA all on her own, where she met our cousins Brian and Leslie Kleinman for the very first time. Brian and Leslie took Jacqui in and they gave her a second home, and she spent a lot of time there when she wasn't studying or playing tennis. And I know that they developed a very strong relationship over those years that she was in LA. And that friendship and relationship has continued since she returned to South Africa. And Brian and Leslie are here with us today. They made the trip specifically for this wedding. We're very grateful and we really appreciate Brian and Leslie. Thank you very much. Jacqui was very brave to leave Cape Town at such a young age to go to a foreign country, foreign university. She didn't know anyone. She didn't have any network. She had to deal with everything all on her own. And I think this really typifies the type of person that Jacqui is. She's fearless, she's independent, and she's streetwise. But let's return to more recent times, around about May, June 2017. And this new guy arrives in Cape Town. We are told that he's also a talented sports person in his own right. And the two of them get introduced to each other by my mom's friend, Mercia, who's also here with us tonight, and we thank her for coming. So Mercia introduces these two, and by coincidence, both Jacqui and David happened to be going to the Maccabi Games in Israel the following month. And this would become the forerunner to this wonderful relationship. Could you find a more appropriate match? Each a talented sports person in their own right, both general sports fanatics and dogs for skrik. And I have to say it, but you can't help notice the similarities between the 3 men in Jacqui's life, myself, my dad and David. Each of us tall, dark, with a terrible, terrible hairline. In fact, none at all. From the moment that we met David, he felt like one of our family. He was warm, kind and caring, the same kind of traits that we could all relate to. And David, you must have got these traits from your late dad and your mom Sharon, who we are delighted to have with us here today, and we welcome her warmly into our extended family. The extended family, including Sharon, spent a wonderful few days together in December at Neisner, where David proposed to Jacqui. And I don't know if all of you know how he proposed, but he did it in very original fashion. He was on a jet ski out in the middle of the lagoon. And just to show you what kind of a guy David is, I know that he actually waited for me and my family to arrive from London before proposing, because he wanted us to all to be together. David, we thought that was very considerate of you, and we really did appreciate that. So we're all here tonight, we're having this wonderful occasion, this wonderful simcha, but I just wanted us to pause for a moment and just to acknowledge those people that unfortunately cannot be with us here tonight. I'm sure that David and Jacqui are also going to touch on this, but I wanted to mention that our thoughts are with my mom's parents, Yvonne and Charlie Epstein, my dad's parents, Joe and Sadie Boyd, and also our cousin Naomi Schroeder, and also David's late father, Stan. I'm sure that all of them would have been thrilled to see the festivities and the marriage that's going on here today. So just to close things off, I wanted to say that it's a very special occasion. We've got a room filled with family and friends, and there's lots of happiness and there's love in the room. I want to thank you all for coming and wish you a good night, enjoy yourselves, and to David and Jacqui, l'chaim. And now, what I would like to do is I would like to introduce 4 very, very important people who are going to come up. Sorry, 3 people. No, 4 people. 3 people. 3 people that are going to come up and say a few words to Jacqui and to David. I'm going to hold it.
No, I can hold it.
But you have to hold it very close to your mouth.
I know.
Eden, come.
Testing, ABC, 1, 2, 3.
Eden. Stand here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, and to my newest uncle, David. Dovey and I are upset that Buka and Tego could not be here tonight, but we feel that it's better for Granny's sake. Imagine the stories that would have been told around the Shabbos table.
We are so happy Nari catered tonight because Granny has been worrying about the food for the past few weeks. Thank you, Stanley, for the wonderful meal. David, welcome to the Boyd family. In no time at all, you'll be known as David, Maxine Boyd's son-in-law.
Jacqui, you are our funniest, sportiest auntie. We are so happy for you have found your Prince Charming. Booka!
Jokes! David! David, so you know, Jacqui is the best tennis player in South Africa, for she has played in 4 Maccabi games, and you better look after her. We are watching you.
Mazel tov. Mazel tov.
Thank you, girls. That was fantastic. And Dorby. I'd now like to call up David's good friend and best man this evening, Justin, to say a few words.
Again, good evening. It's an honour and a privilege for me to be David's best man. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Justin Harsand. I'm from Durban. I don't think I need to go through welcoming everybody. That's been done pretty well already. So, a brief history on David and I's relationship. It began when David returned from the USA, having played golf over there. He applied for a position at Kloof High School as the director of sport. And I happened to be on the board of governors, and I interviewed him. Well, I was super impressed by his enthusiasm and his knowledge of sport, so he obviously got the job. and he did a fantastic job. He really changed sport within the school in a very short period of time. David's diligence really made such a difference within the school. And I think if he applies the qualities he applied at Kloof High School to his marriage with Jacqui, then Jacqui will be a very lucky lady. I found that when David commits to something, his commitment is absolutely outstanding. Anyway, so back to our friendship. David and I started playing golf together 20 years ago, and I thought I was a pretty decent golfer. And I thought one day, maybe when I get to 50, I can go and play on the senior tour. Anyway, having seen David play golf after he came back from the USA and he had battled over there, I think he pressed Control-Alt-Delete on my dreams. Thank you, David. But David, in the future, the senior tour is not that far away. If you work hard, I'm sure there's an open checkbook there. And you have an advantage now. You have someone to caddy for free. Anyway, David has one problem. He's not very good at taking advice. And over the years, he came to me on many occasions and he said, what do you think of this, or what do you think of that? And I'd give him advice to the best of my ability. And generally 3 to 6 months later, he'd come back to me and say, you were right, I was wrong, sorry. Anyway, which brings me to Jacqui. We're going to go back to the Maccabi games. The first I knew about Jacqui was when I got a photo sent to me with a caption. And I said, I quite like this chick. What do you think of her? Unfortunately, Jacqui had just been playing tennis in 40 degrees. So, sorry Jacqui, the photo didn't do you any justice. But I was diplomatic. Anyway, that was my first introduction to Jacqui. Then, just over a year ago, David had committed to come and play in a golf tournament which I arranged in aid of Highway Hospice up in Natal at the Wild Coast. And he phoned me and he said, do you mind if I bring Jacqui with? Well, of course, you're more than welcome. He brought Jacqui along. The first night she arrived, we had dinner together and I thought, oops, she's very quiet, never said a word. But she was drawn on my team in the tournament. And I think it took me about 3 holes to realize what a wonderful quality person she is. You're very lucky, David. Anyway, I'd been trying to win that competition for about 35 years, and Jacqui came along, and what happened? We won the competition. I was the supporting act, I promise you. Well done, Jacqui, and thank you very much for that. Now we're going to go back to the Nasna story of the proposal. This is the story I got from the horse's mouth. So I'm sure Jacqui has a different version, but anyway, try and picture the scene. David and Jacqui go out on the ski on the Nasna Lagoon. Oh, let's go back a step. The whole family in Nasna for a holiday. And David and Jacqui go out on the Nasna Lagoon on the ski, and David jumps in the water, has a swim, pulls out a waterproof pouch with a ring in it. Jacqui's looking the other way, taking photos, and he calls her, Jax. She turns around and he's got the ring. All very excited, she jumps in the water, has a swim, he puts the ring on, she gets back on the ski and hightails it back to the shore to tell the family. Don't worry about David sitting in the middle of the lagoon. Fortunately, David's relatively fit and he can swim. Otherwise, I don't know what would have happened. Anyway, Jacqui, I'm sure you got a different story of that. So, David, on a more serious note, I thought about, normally the best man gives some advice, again, about marriage. And I went on the internet and I Googled a whole lot of cliches and so on. And I actually thought, I can bring all those up but the only advice I can give you, make Jacqui the most important person in your life, now and always, and you'll be absolutely fine. Anyway, to David and Jacqui, from me, I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Who's up?
Thanks, Justin. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. I'd now like to call up the man of the moment, David, to come say a few words.
Rabbi and Mrs. Maisels, Rabbi and Mrs. Thurgood, the Hack family, the Boyd family, the Chevel family, friends and family, welcome. On behalf of Jacqui and I, we would like to welcome everyone to this evening, a truly special day for us, the coming together of two beautiful souls. Thinking back to the day I proposed to Jacqui, jumping into the middle of Pine Lake Marina Dam, without really thinking that should she say no, it potentially could be a long swim back to the shore for me. 6 months of excitement, anticipation, planning, and scheduling is now here and right now. For the record, there are 120 guests here this evening. Of the 120, 119 of you were really hoping and looking forward to seeing Bulka walking down the aisle as the Labrador of honor. Due to scheduling issues, Bulka could not make it this evening. On that note, Jacqui and I would like to thank Maxine Boyd, Functions and Events Company, for putting on a truly special day for us. With Maxine's plethora of contacts in Cape Town and her standing in the community, Maxine rallied everyone together to ensure that the day will live long in the minds of everyone who's here tonight. Thank you, Maxine. We love you dearly. Something interesting I read up this morning. In Chocolate Labrador law, when a couple marry, the Labrador takes the name of the father. Therefore, as of now, Bulka Boyd will now be known as Bulka Chevel. Sorry, Jacqui, laws are laws. This special day and me marrying my soulmate, Jacqui, would not have been possible without the matchmaking services of Mercia Streeman. A long-time family friend of over 40 years, Mercia is the one that facilitated Jacqui and I's first date, and the rest, they say, is history. I'm told that Mercia's matchmaking record is 2 from 2, 100 success rate. Thank you, Mercia, for all that you have done for me. It is hugely appreciated. When deciding on who Jacqui and I wanted to invite to our wedding today, we both felt that it was important for us to share the special moment with family and friends who have touched our lives in some way, shape, or form. The people who have stood by us through good and bad, through happy times and sad times, and who have helped to mold us into the adults that we are today, our guest here tonight. We thank you for being you and for sharing the special moment with us. With that said, we all know that family is family, and you love them for who they are no matter what. It is a given that they will stand by you no matter what. However, when it comes to friends, these are the relationships and friendships that you choose to cultivate. It's a choice and it's theirs, and you make the effort to surround yourself with friends who have your back, and it's not always a given. And at this point, I'd like to thank my very good friends from Cape Town, Stephen Rosenberg, Ryan Stain, and Ivan Miller, who went out of their way when I first came to Cape Town to make me feel welcome, get me involved in golf, and just generally give me a pep talk from time to time. And I couldn't have done it without those 3 gentlemen, so thank you. It is at this point that I personally would like to thank all my friends from Durban, Johannesburg, and Cape Town who are here today, and those who are unable to attend today. You know who you are. and I appreciate the friendship and value who you are. And to Jacqui's friends, both locally and internationally, who have made me feel so welcome and loved in a very short space of time, I say thank you very much. To Jacqui's friends who have come from far and wide to share the special moment, thank you for being there. And to the friends who could not make it, especially Jacqui's close friend Kira, who recently gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, we know that you're with us in love and spirit and look forward to seeing you soon. I would like to make mention of Jacqui's unique sisterhood of girlfriends, known as the infamous 3 J's and an A. Jacqui, Jacqueline, Jeanette, and Ellie. 3 incredible special ladies who have been Jacqui's wing ladies for many, many years. Your friendship to Jacqui has been priceless and one that she treasures immensely. Thank you for being the love and friendship that you have given to Jacqui. She really, really values you. To my family, my mother Sharon, Bernard and Barbara, Ellen, Aideen, Natasha, Nadia and Jason, and wannabe family member, Joy Rubin. Thank you for coming all this way to share in the Simcha. To my family who are unable to be here tonight, especially my brother Trevor, his wife Nikki, and Sharon's only and favored grandson Samuel, you are here with us in love and spirit. This was an unfortunate that they couldn't make it with us, but they are here in spirit. To Jacqui's family who have traveled from all over the world to be with us tonight, we thank you. To Ari and Daniela and their gorgeous girls Ellie and Eden, we love you and miss you, not having you close by. However, the bond and the love that we have for you transcends distance. And to families that could not join us, we think of you today. It is at this point that I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming and thanking Brian and Leslie Kleinman, Jacqui's USA mom and dad, for being with us over the past 2 weeks. What you did for Jacqui when she arrived in LA on a tennis scholarship at the tender age of 17 years of age is truly amazing. You loved, cared, and took her in as if she was one of yours. It's a moment in time that has stayed with Jacqui forever, and of which she speaks about with fond memory and love. To my new family, what can I say? You have taken me in with open arms, loving hearts, and sincere joy. Ari and Daniela Boyd, Melissa and Pinchas Hack, and of course Maxine and Victor, a better family you will not find. To Melissa and Pinchas, thank you for your love and Jewish Yiddishkeit. And of course, thank you for allowing me the pleasure and honor of being an uncle to your beautiful children, Dorvi and Yakira. From jet skiing to tubing, and in time, bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah, and so much more, I thank you, Melissa and Pinchas. Thank you, Melissa, for hosting the bride's table and for all that you do. To Ari and Daniela, thank you for the love and support you gave to me during a very difficult moment in time for me. It is truly appreciated. And of course to the gorgeous British girls, Eden and Ilya, who have opened their little hearts to me. They epitomize the Boyd royalty. I look forward to being part of the bat mitzvahs and the future, as well as many simchas, birthdays, and please God, their weddings. Victor and Maxine Boyd, no words or phrases can express the love and respect that I have for you. From day one, at that Friday night dinner at Melissa and Pinchas, you made me feel so welcome. And especially over the past 2 years, under very trying and uncertain circumstances for me, you stood by me, supported me, and gave me the love that I needed, as if I was your son. The greatest gift that you have shared with me is your daughter, Jacqui. Thank you for entrusting me with one of your precious jewels, your daughter, Jacqui. Maxine and Victor give willingly of their time to Jewish communities of Cape Town and Israel, and they constantly open their home to the visitors from Israel and around the world. They are truly ambassadors and benchmarks for what the Jewish community of Cape Town stand for and believe in. Maxine, I look forward to the opportunity of learning from you the importance of what it means to be Jewish, the selfless act of giving back to my Jewish roots and community, and without doubt getting to see the secret recipe to the yummy carrot cake you make for me so often. Victor, those many rounds of golf spent together have been priceless. You are the anchor and the backbone of the Boyd family, And I hope that I'm able to take on board some of those teachings that you have shared with me. A proper mensch you will not find. To my best man, Justin, I've said it once before and I'll say it again. Everyone should have a friend like Justin, a true, loyal, gentle and kind individual whom I've shared a friendship over 15 years. Justin and his wife Lynn were there for me in a very, very difficult time in 2014. And I shared at least 400 rounds of golf with Justin over the years. And I'm proud to say that Justin is my wingman. I thank you, Justin. To my poll holders, John, Linton, Justin, Ari, and Pincus, you were chosen to share a close-up view of the special day for a reason, and I value and respect the friendship that we have. I thank you for your service, your friendship, and the blessings that you've shared with us. I'd like to thank Aidan Gerald for hosting the groom's table, allowing me to stay with you last night, and for being so incredibly loving to me. I've always had a soft spot for you both from the first day I met you, and now we are family. I'm truly blessed to have you both in my world. And now to some very special thank yous. My world would not be what it is today without my mother Sharon and my late father Stan. They gave me a second chance in life, a gift which one cannot put a value to. My father Stan, who passed away over 20 years ago, the void I feel on a daily basis will never be filled. My father's love for me was truly unique, and I carry with me wherever I go. I have my dad to thank for introducing me to the game of golf, a game that has taken me to many parts of the world and allowed me to play and meet with some amazing people. I will always carry the unique method of sign language that my dad and I used to communicate with each other when my dad was bravely fighting brain cancer at the Highway Hospice. A gentleman throughout his life, fought hard to achieve what he did, which was huge. This is a trait that I count as a blessing for me. He would be very much proud of Jacqui and be very proud of this special day. While he may not be here physically, I carry a big part of him in my heart and soul on a daily basis. To my mother Sharon, boy oh boy, you have put up with a lot. But the one thing's for sure, your undying, unwavering, and unrelenting love for me has proved valuable. You stood by me, supported me, and propped me up on countless occasions, and for that I have no words. I love you dearly. While I don't always listen to every word you say, and don't always do everything you tell me to do, you can at least agree that on this occasion, right here, right now, my marriage to Jacqui, I listened. For me, my mother's a proper legend, a word shared with my brother about 1.5 years ago after Jacqui and I visited her in Johannesburg. My mother's a giver. She has done this from day one and continues to do it to this day. My mother gave me a second chance at life and at a family. Surely this is the ultimate gift a mother can give a son. I'm truly blessed to have more than one mother. In fact, I have another two. To Yvonne Kaczynski, who has known me and cared for me for over 44 years. Thank you for the love you've given me and for the many long hours of conversation which we have shared. To Sandra Melmud, my USA mother, who took me in and cared for me while I played golf professionally all around the USA. The love and support that Eddie and Sandra gave to me has always stuck with me, and it continues to resonate with me to this day. And now, to the lady of the day. Wow, you certainly clean up well. Where to begin? She's a 5-time gold medal champion at the Maccabi Games, represented her province and country at all age group levels, is a proud alumni of USC Trojans, and by the way, one of a handful of past students who earned their scholarship as opposed to paid someone for the scholarship to attend USC. Had a 15-0 record that stood for many years at USC. Thank you to Brian Kleinman for reminding us. However, I must correct you. I must correct you, Brian. She now has a 16-0 record as she managed to beat me on the tennis court. Jacqui is regarded as the #1 tennis player in South Africa and in the world in her age group, and is probably ranked in the top 2 best South African tennis players in her age group currently. And the list goes on. For more of Jacqui's accolades, you're welcome to walk through the Hall of Fame in our home in Fresno. Jacqui and I started our relationship under very tricky times. They always say that one should never start a relationship where times are difficult. However, this, I guess, was the litmus test for me of Jacqui. She was willing to stand by me, support me, and encourage me in a moment in time which could have damaged the relationship. She stood up, was counted for, and is truly a remarkable human being, which goes to her character, her loyalty, and her commitment. During one of our first outings on the jet ski, Jacqui and I went out on a relatively cold winter's day in July in Granger Bay. The water was icy, but it was doable with a wetsuit. After an hour or so, we decided it was time to come in. So we hopped on the jet ski and I started the engine. Unbeknowing that the line to the tube was right by the engine, it sucked up the line and clogged up the engine. Well, problem. We were about 200 meters out and there was no one around. So I thought, okay, well, I'll jump out, tie the rope to me, and we'll swim back. Knowing, I thought, well, this girl ain't going to jump in the water to help me here. But true to form, Jacqui said, I'm in with you, jumped in, tied the rope around her, and we both swam back to shore. And that, for me, told me a lot about who Jacqui is. Outside of the similarities that we share, for me, it's a level of integrity, values, and morals that I fell in love with. Jacqui says what she stands for and lives by it every day. One of the fundamental laws of marriage is to stand by your husband or wife in good times and bad. Jacqui has done that already. Jacqui has proved this to me way before we even considered marriage, and I certainly understand what honoring a commitment to someone that loves you means. Boydie, I'm so looking forward to our life together, to the many adventures, be it on a jet ski, speedboat, golf course, tennis court, mountain bike, or simply with you and our bulka at my side. It's going to be truly special. There is nobody in the world who I would want to share my life with than you. You are an amazing and incredible human being, and I'm proud to now be able to call you my wife and co-captain of my beautiful life together. I love you, Boydie.
Thank you, David, for an excellent speech. We're now going to say Hamoti, and then we're going to have supper. So I'd like to ask Rabbi Maisels, I can't see where he is, if you'd like to come forward and say Hamoti.
Birshot Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Food is awesome. Yeah. Tastes much better.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Boydie, whoever would have thought that it was probably just over a year ago, and now here we are at your and Dave's wedding. We are so excited to be here, and we wish you guys everything of the best. We think he's great, we think you're great, and thank you for including us. It's been so fabulous. Good luck.
Just talk. Alright, Boydie, I'm so impressed that we were mentioned in that wedding speech. I mean, that came from so left field. So that means that...
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David. But that also means that we're special to you and you're incredibly special to us. And yeah, thank you for including us. What an amazing wedding. I think we all want to convert. Divorce our husbands.
To go to Israel
and convert to a Jewish guy. So thank you.
Show your cross for the camera.
Yeah. Look at my
Zoom in,
David.
Zoom in on the star of David.
Yeah, this is the bacon liquor. I'm the wannabe Jewish girl. No, seriously, guys, thanks so much for a beautiful wedding. It's been an amazing ceremony and such an amazing experience being part of it. Who would have thought Jewish weddings were so crazy, and everyone hopefully will leave in one piece. So we're looking forward to more dancing, more partying, and we just want to wish you all the best together. You're an amazing couple.
One last thing.
Boydie, you clean up really, really
You
good.
did. And you make the cool
amazing.
crowd
So
cool.
beautiful.
Thank you for keeping the working crowd cool.
Bye, Boydie.
Mazel tov, We love you, Jax.
You guys have a great marriage and quite a few more years together. Jacqui, I hope we're going to play tennis for quite a few more years at Camps Bay. Because if you leave, I'm leaving. I'm just leaving that out there. And David, I'll soon start taking on the golf course.
I found love for me. Darling, just dive right in. Follow my lead. I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. I never knew you were someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time, darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're alone in mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, you heard it, darling, you look perfect tonight.
Alright, let's get some more people on the dance floor now. Then we get the Italian side of the family in the dance floor.
L'amore che ci ha accompagnato diventi casa, la mia famiglia diventi noi, e siamo sempre bambini, ma nulla è impossibile, stavolta non ti nascerò.
is dying here. My faith is my song, and this one's free. You can tell everybody this is a song. Maybe quiet us, now that's gone. Oh, it's a match, oh, it's a match, and I can tell the words. How wonderful life, if you're in the world. This is a song that they clouds in the birds that has gone. Oh, it's a man, oh, it's a man and a virgin words. How wonderful life is if you're in the world. Shadows searching in the night. Believe it, hold on to the feeling, sweet like people. Oh, yeah. Don't stop believing, follow in the feeling, sweet like people.
אשר יצר את אדם בצלמו, בצלם דמות תבניתו, והתקן לנו ממנו ביד עד עד, ברוך אתה אדוני יוצר האדם.
Sis vatakai vakara, biklut manef usakocha v'simcha, Baruch atah Adonai, v'sameach Zion b'vanei.
Baruch atah Adonai, v'sameach atah v'kala.
Of David and Jax. We're so happy to be here. We wouldn't have missed this for anything. We're looking forward to having you come and visit us. We wish you lots of love, mazel, brocha, only good things. All our love.
Mazel tov, David and Jacqui. It's a pleasure to be here. David, I feel like I've known you forever. You're so warm and loving, and the way you look after Jacqui and the way you spoke about her, it made me so happy. And Jax, we're so happy for you, and wouldn't have missed us for anything in the world. Mazel tov, all our love.
Thank you, David. We just wanted to wish you absolute mazel tov. It's been a fantastic day. We've loved it. We're so thrilled that me, Daniela, and the two girls could spend it with you, David, Mom and Dad, and having everyone together. It's been a very special day.
I just want to say how amazing it's been to be part of this wedding. And since couldn't have put two more perfect people together. So it's just been great to be here. We wish you much happiness and love in your futures together, and we can't wait to spend more happy times with you both in future. Lots of love.
Mazel
tov, Jacqui and David.
Welcome to the Boyd family. Bulka will still be known as Bulka Boyd forever. It's never going to become Boyd Chevel, never.
Jacqui, we're so happy for you that you have met someone with such good values and has really become part of the Boyd family. And we look forward to many more simchas. Mazel tov.
Mazel.
Mazel tov!
David and Jacqui, thanks so much for making me and my family part of your special day. It's really been great. We've enjoyed spending this special occasion with you. There's been a lot of love in the air, and I wish you guys all the best for the future. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, David and Jacqui. Mazel tov, Jacqui and David. David, thanks for the falls when we went jet skiing, and Jacqui, thanks for inviting me to your wedding. And David, bye.
Mazel tov, David and Jacqui.
Thank you for letting me come to your wedding.
Thank you for letting me come.
Say bye.
Bye.
David and Jacqui, congratulations. It's been such an amazing day, and good luck with the future. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely awesome, and I look forward to being there and celebrating life with you. Cheers.
Lots of love and mazel tov from the Vulture and Louise and all of us at Camps Bay Tennis Club. We love you lots. We're so proud of you and David. A match made in heaven. Such a beautiful simcha, such a beautiful ceremony, such a beautiful service. Everything has been perfect, and we wish you a lifetime of happiness and lots of love from both Louise and I and all of us at the Bay. You guys rock. Love you lots.
Mazel tov.
You talk first.
Jacqui and David, I am so happy tonight. I am proud of you both. You're going to have a wonderful, wonderful future together. We just love you and just wish you all the best things in the world.
Hi, Jackson David. That first song of the dance, it was absolutely perfect for you. It was actually called Perfect, and that's what you guys are going to be. Perfect. Thanks very much.
Touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good, so good, so good when I'm here with you. Touching warm, where do you go? Reaching out, I see you. Touching me, touching you. Sweet Jacqueline, good times never seem so good, so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would. Oh. Easy driving round the block, but he is on the clock and top.